this is my PC before October 14th, 2025, and now, this is my PC after October 14th, 2025. So guys, October 14th, 2025 is marked as another sad day for us Windows users, because Microsoft has finally kicked Windows 10 out of its own family, and now, if you're still using Windows 10, you'll no longer receive any security-related updates or patches further down the road. Now, if your PC, for some reason, does not meet any of the requirements for Windows 11, then you cannot, officially, install Windows 11 on your system. However, if your PC or laptop that you are using right now is working fine and is more than enough to do your daily work and meets your day-to-day usage, then you don't need to buy a new device just to run Windows 11. Yes, you heard it right. So let me tell you what you should be doing after October 14th, 2025. Now if you use your PC for things like internet browsing, normal video or photo editing, Office Suite applications, and even for entertainment purposes like watching videos or even single-player gaming, then shifting towards Linux could be a better choice. Don't worry, there's no need to master the command line tool, which is called the terminal. You can just use most of the major Linux distros made for home computers, like Windows. Yeah, there are still some downsides, like many software from the big companies, like Adobe and Filmora, just don't work on Linux at all. Yeah, sure there are workarounds, but that's not for everyone. Again, in case of gaming, you can play 99% of your single-player games from your Steam and GOG library very easily, without any performance loss. Yeah, there could be 3-4 FPS differences, but sometimes, many games gives more FPS on Linux, compared to Windows 11. Also, you will experience almost no micro-stuttering and shader cache-related stutters, unless the game that you're playing has issues within itself. All these because of the goodness of API translation tool called Proton, which gets installed automatically whenever you install any game from Steam or GOG. Now yeah, you can also play your games from other storefronts like Epic and all, but from my experience in Linux, mostly games from Steam and GOG runs far better than any other launcher, because of Steam's features, like shader pre-caching, good Proton workarounds, and GOG's no DRM implementation to their games. But on the other side, if you use any of these proprietary software, and you don't want to switch to their alternatives, and also, you are an esports player, or plays online live service games most of the time, then Linux might be not suitable for you. Now still, if you cannot switch to Linux, or don't want to switch at all, then yeah, you can buy their 1-year ESU, or Extended Security Updates program. Yes, it's very much costly, since it is made for those who are using their systems to run their business. So for us normal consumers, enrolling for a 1-year ESU plan costs way more, similar to Adobe and Filmora's subscriptions. Now guys, even if you don't want to do any of those things, that is installing a Linux distro, extending the security updates, or upgrading your hardware, then you can still keep on using Windows 10 technically. Make sure that you don't do any weird stuff on your computer, like visiting random websites, installing quack games, and so on. Yeah, your PC would become vulnerable at that point, so here's my suggestion. I know that everyone is not in the same situation. So, if there's only one or maybe two things that you need to change to use Windows 11, then I would say to replace those parts with the new ones if you could. But if it's costing too much right now, then I would say to take the full backup of your system's data and install and try Linux Mint or any other Linux distro of your choice, and try it for at least 2 weeks. If you still don't feel comfortable using Linux, then you may switch back to Windows 10. But please don't forget the downsides that I mentioned earlier. And also, some software may stop working on Windows 10 after a certain point, so yeah, don't forget to keep an eye on that too. Yes, there are workarounds that you can find on the internet to install Windows 11 on unsupported systems, but that could cause several performance-related issues on your system, since those methods mostly modify the Windows 11 ISO file by blocking the TPM and secure boot stuff from there. Sure, you can use Windows 11 on unsupported devices, but there's no guarantee that every software or game will work on that system, especially the ones that heavily rely on TPM and secure boot requirements. So yeah, guys, now it's up to you to decide whether you will shift to Linux or stick with Windows 10 only for now, depending upon your situation and preference. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. God bless you all, and I will see you in the next video.